Hey guys, today we're taking a look at my Exodius deck. This deck was requested by David B. Kick and Oscar Rosas, and the idea behind the deck is just using Exodius, which is a pretty interesting monster. It can be special summoned really easily, and the idea behind it is that you gotta send normal monsters to the graveyard, and as you keep getting them in the graveyard, Exodius becomes very, very powerful. So there's a few different ways to go about the deck. I'm doing kind of a reptile Snake Rain engine, but I'll go over some of the more interesting stuff and some of the other variations in the side deck. So first off, 3 Exodius, like I said, just sending things to the graveyard, powering him up. He really doesn't have much in terms of special abilities beyond the fact that he can increase his attack, so you definitely need to have ways to protect him and go along with his effect. And then we're going to be running a really, large amount of normal monsters that are also reptile, which allows us to do things. So these are some of the strongest ones you have access to: Alien Shocktrooper, Gagagigo, the Tribute Giga Gagagigo, and oh my god, I don't want to say these names. All the Gigos, basically, I'm running in this deck because they're the stronger variations on reptiles that you can use. And that just helps you, use Exodius and Snake Rain to combo and set up his attack and make him very strong. Now, going along with the deck, we also have some additional 10-star special summoning, so we could bring out 10-star XYZs and have additional plays that we can do. And it makes us not as limited by some of the things in this deck. So we'll have 2 Malefic Cyber End Dragon, a nice beater that we can special summon quite easily and bring out XYZs. Then we have 1 Rescue Rabbit. Obviously, we can bring out, our 2 reptiles and bring XYZs out and do other plays, so that's very nice for us. And then we're going to be running 3 Snake Rain, so obviously this will power up Exodius extremely. Summon Exodius, then use Snake Rain. You'll have him at 4,000 or 5,000 attack very quickly. So a very fast way to get the deck going, but it requires, that certain hand combination. And then 3 Mound of the Bound Creator, so making our 10 stars almost invincible, helping them, protect themselves, helping them do additional burn damage, and just protecting them, not having to rely on XYZs as much because we have a card like this, which can be very effective in this deck. And then 3 Upstart Goblins, adding some consistency to the deck because we're kind of limited in what we can use, so we really want to get those specific card combos as quick as possible. Additionally, that's why we're running Pot of Duality, which also helps us get what we need. And then 2 Forbidden Lands, in the situations where you'll need it, like Dimensional Prison, certain things that will really mess with you. And then 2 Messenger of Peace. I find this can be really useful early on with some of the lower attack that you have with Exodius, or when you want to stall so you can get out your plays and set up Exodius. So using that card, I think there's definitely some interesting things that you can do, and you can stall and wait for your setups and make the deck work. And then 1 Dark Hole. For the traps, 2 Offering to the Snake Deity, helping our reptiles out because we're able to destroy things if things on the field get bad, and sending the reptiles to the graveyard is fine for what we need to do. And then 2 Metal Reflect Slime. Additionally, another stall card that isn't as useful nowadays, but it's still really good with a 10-star special summoning engine. Then you could get out those XYZs again very easily. And then just some staple traps, not too much to say there. So now for the extra deck, we're going to have a large amount of 4 stars, Silent Honor, Exciton, Gagaga, Blackship, Maestroke, Photon, 2 King of the Feral Imps searching out what we need, which can be really nice. Ragnar Zero, trying this out, can be a very useful card in certain situations. Just because of the 5 stars, we also have Volcasaurus and Zenmaioh in case you're able to get those out. And for the 10 stars, obviously, we're going to want to have Gustav and Skypalace. You could definitely run more of these, but I think 1 of each is a pretty good amount. It depends on what you're trying to do. We do have a lot of special summoning of those 10 stars. And you have to consider we do have a good amount of recycling because of how Exodius works. And then 2 Cyber End Dragon, obviously, just needs to be here in order to summon Cyber End Dragon. So now for the side deck, I'm going to be talking about some of the more interesting things that you could do with this deck type. It's worth noting that I'm still very new to this. I'm trying this card out for the first time today, so I will probably try out some of the other ideas I've been seeing throughout the internet, just to see some interesting combos that you can do with rank 10s and some of the more interesting plays you can make. So you can definitely combine this with some more 4-star swarming with Kagetokage and more reptiles and things like that. Additionally, you can run things like other aliens, like Alien Ammonite, and do synchro plays and other stuff there. You can run Cardcar D, things like that, to give you more draw power. Effect Veiler is really interesting in this deck because you could bring out a lot of variety in terms of synchros and really high-level ones like Star Eater. So that could be interesting. And obviously dealing with effects. If you're running a big reptile engine, you could run Evil Dragon, which can be a very useful card. One of the other engines I wanted to talk about is kind of the OTK 10-star engine. You can run like Manju and Gishkis and Cephalon. You can do a lot of really crazy stuff. You use Gishki Gigas with Advanced Ritual Art, and you'll give Exodius like, I don't know, 10,000 attack or something, and you can get Cephalon out, and yeah, it just can create a really crazy field situation. So I think I want to try that out at some point. Maybe if someone asks for it, I'll try out that other variation. But I'm, just trying this one out for now. But that's definitely a really interesting idea that I've seen around that can really bring out some pretty insane attack. Not sure on the consistency, but consistency is kind of an issue with a deck like this anyway. Additionally, cards that discard, cards that give you more draw power, hand destruction, divine wrath, or geeky break, things like that, that can discard things can be really good for how you want to make the deck work. Gold Sarcophagus could be a good choice to search out what you need to make those card combos. Safe Zone, another way to protect Exodius, but I like Mound instead right now. And Reckless Greed, like I was saying, draw power, setting up those plays is more important than not being able to draw during the next few turns. So that's my Exodius deck, definitely experimental, trying out some, crazy ideas, and I'm just looking at all the interesting stuff that I can do with this, and as I go on, I'm going to get more used to the card and see some of the more interesting stuff that we can do. If you are interested in building a deck around this, I'd definitely recommend running it with either Snake Rain or with the Gigas engine. I think that's probably the best way you can run it. But if you guys maybe have some more ideas on how you can run Exodius and make it work, post below, let me know in the comments. Maybe you have a deck that is running this card really well. You can let me know what cards you're using for that and give me some suggestions. But as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.